$250 billion. NVIDIA did not sell this amount. It did not invest this amount. And it is not reported to be lending this amount. According to the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg, NVIDIA is discussing something stranger, backing roughly $250 billion of financing for an OpenAI data center project. That guarantee would exceed NVIDIA's entire revenue last year and equal almost 5 times the cash and conventional marketable securities it held at the end of April. No $250 billion payment happens today. If everything works, NVIDIA may never pay it. If the project fails, the promise could become a bill owed by the company selling the machines inside it. The story begins in Piketon, Ohio, on federal land that once housed the Portsmouth Uranium Enrichment Plant. The site once served America's nuclear program. Now it is being prepared for another strategic race. The Department of Energy says SoftBank's energy subsidiary plans 10 gigawatts of data centers here, supported by 10 gigawatts of new generation, at least 9.2 from natural gas. 10 gigawatts is an industrial territory. Power stations, cooling systems, fiber routes, and rows of computers repeating beyond the horizon. The government expects more than 10,000 construction jobs. The project, including chips, is reported to cost over $500 billion. And OpenAI would not simply buy this place. It would lease computing capacity from it. That distinction is where the story stops being about technology and becomes a story about credit. An investment buys ownership. A loan sends cash to a borrower. Purchase financing helps a customer buy a product. A guarantee is different. It is a promise made to someone else's lender. The Ohio contracts are not public, but the basic mechanism is simple. Outside lenders provide capital for the campus. Lease payments from the customer help support that debt. NVIDIA stands behind some defined obligation and promises to pay if the obligated party cannot. On day one, $250 billion does not leave NVIDIA. The lender's money moves. The guarantor's name makes that movement cheaper, or possible. If every lease payment arrives, the campus operates. OpenAI receives compute, and NVIDIA sells hardware. The guarantee can expire without NVIDIA paying the principal. If payments stop, NVIDIA is no longer merely the supplier benefiting from construction. It becomes the backstop. Guarantees can still carry a recognized value, fees, warrants, collateral caps, and escape clauses before default. Those details decide whether $250 billion is a terrifying maximum or a remote headline number, and right now, none of those details is public. NVIDIA already guarantees facility leases for partners. Its April filing lists $3.5 billion of maximum gross exposure. Partners placed $712 million in escrow, and NVIDIA received warrants. The guarantees are credit derivatives whose value passes through NVIDIA's accounts. That is important for 2 reasons. First, NVIDIA already uses its balance sheet to support infrastructure partners. Second, the reported Ohio figure is more than 70 times the disclosed maximum exposure for those existing guarantees. It also dwarfs NVIDIA's $50.3 billion in cash equivalents, and conventional marketable debt securities at the end of April. A maximum exposure is not an expected loss, and a final contract could contain layers of protection. But it does explain why the market cares about the fine print. At this size, the difference between a secured guarantee and an open-ended promise could transform NVIDIA's risk profile. In an ordinary sale, the customer's money comes from revenue, investors, or lenders accepting the customer's credit. The supplier makes a product. The customer pays. Here, NVIDIA's strength may be what makes the outside financing possible. The customer leases infrastructure that creates demand for NVIDIA hardware, while NVIDIA protects the financing behind that lease. The supplier supports the customer supports the supplier's sales. Those sales strengthen the supplier, and the circle repeats. This can be rational. A profitable manufacturer may understand its market better than a cautious bank, and supporting a strategic customer can accelerate the entire ecosystem. But the loop also makes demand harder to read. Michael Burry, who has disclosed a short position in NVIDIA, reduced the concern to 5 words: "Around and around we go." His post used $200 billion. The reporting says $250 billion for the lease and debt. Up to $350 billion of chip financing is separate. The numbers must not be merged. But the question remains, how much demand is independent when the supplier helps support the customer's ability to buy? The technology is new. The financing pattern is not. In the late 1990s, the internet was real. Data traffic grew. Fiber networks had to be built. New carriers raced to build those networks. Many had little operating history and needed enormous capital before producing steady revenue. So the suppliers helped finance the customers who bought their equipment. Lucent could sell a switch and help arrange the credit used to buy it. The sale appeared in one place. The credit risk remained elsewhere. While capital markets stayed open, the system reinforced itself. New money built networks. Orders produced supplier growth, attracting more money. Then the outside capital disappeared. Lucent added roughly $2.6 billion to customer financing reserves across 2001 and 2002. Windstar entered bankruptcy after Lucent lent it hundreds of millions. Nortel recorded $887 million in provisions in 2001 as customers failed. The lesson was not that the internet had been imaginary. The internet won. The lesson was that real technological demand does not guarantee that every capital structure built around it can survive. When financing stopped, customers failed before cash flow matured. Part of the supplier's sales pipeline was also a credit portfolio. OpenAI is not Windstar. ChatGPT has more than 700 million weekly users. OpenAI reports over 1 million business customers and 7 million workplace seats. People and companies use the product today. NVIDIA is not a struggling 2001 vendor. It reported $81.6 billion of revenue in its latest quarter with extraordinary margins. This is the bullish case. If AI demand keeps growing, NVIDIA unlocks infrastructure OpenAI would eventually need, protects a crucial customer, and secures years of hardware demand. The guarantee may never be called. But the bear case begins in exactly the same place. Real demand is not sufficient cash flow. 700 million users do not automatically generate enough profit to service hundreds of billions in infrastructure built before anyone knows the value of the models it will run. The disagreement is not AI is real versus AI is fake. It is whether real demand can become profitable quickly enough to carry the financing built in anticipation of it. Here is what we actually know. The 10-gigawatt Ohio Energy and Data Center Plan is confirmed by the Department of Energy and SoftBank. OpenAI and SB Energy already have a real partnership on other infrastructure, including a separately announced 1.2 gigawatt lease in Texas. NVIDIA already uses facility lease guarantees with partners, but the $250 billion Ohio guarantee remains reported. The separate $350 billion chip financing discussion remains reported. NVIDIA and OpenAI had not confirmed either arrangement when asked on Monday. We do not know the final counterparty, maturity, collateral, termination rights, or sequence of losses, or whether NVIDIA would guarantee every dollar, specific payments, or a shrinking exposure. We also do not know whether the talks will produce a signed agreement. That uncertainty is not a footnote to the story. It is the story. Only a contract can tell us whether this circle is steel, string, or a sketch on a whiteboard. NVIDIA reports its next quarterly results on August 26th. That does not guarantee an Ohio agreement will appear. Talks may remain unfinished, and filings disclose only what accounting rules require. But we know where NVIDIA placed its existing facility lease guarantees. Note 8, under Derivative Financial Instruments, not merely in a generic commitments page. If the reported deal is signed and material, look for changes in maximum exposure. Look for escrow or collateral. Look for warrants or compensation. Look for who absorbs the first loss, how quickly the guarantee declines, and what event allows NVIDIA to walk away. Those details matter more than the headline. The deal could let OpenAI grow into an infrastructure shortage, while NVIDIA turns its balance sheet into a competitive advantage. Or it could move the same risk around a circle until every participant depends on the next one continuing to spend. The risk is not that the circle exists. The risk is what happens when it stops.